Oh my God, how'd you guys find this footage? It's my retirement fight.
This is your retirement fight. How about we start with this? Is it safe to assume this is the most decorated person you faced in MMA to this point?
Yeah, I mean, obviously in a different weight class. He was 155 his whole career. I was 170. I had trained with him a few times at Evolve, maybe 3 or 4 times, and got a feel for him. I knew he's tricky in the grappling exchanges, but besides that, I felt like he didn't really have too much to offer me. I was able to land a couple good punches, which forced him to pull guard, and then put him down nice and hard here. Everyone said after this fight, everyone said, "Oh, Shinya sucks. He's old." Ben, and this is the funny thing in MMA. They don't give you credit. Now Shinya's he's won 5 fights in a row by first round submission and recaptured his title. So it's like, he wasn't that bad. I just made him look really bad, unfortunately for him.
Did you expect it to go this way? It's kind of one-way traffic.
Total one-way traffic. I knew, like I said, I felt really confident in all the areas, besides, as long as I didn't let him get any, back take. If he gets on your back or something, he's a nightmare. So I figured as long as I didn't let that happen, I'd be good to go, and went in there and controlled it. And it was, you never can, at least in my head, I never predict a fight to be this easy. But man, it went awesome. Oh, a double like my brother. Oh, he couldn't stop it. 2-point takedown. Oh, I'm about to take that guy out too. Yeah, you only fight for 1 minute, you have so much extra energy, rather than when you fight for 25 minutes.
Does proving you're the best, is that still the goal now?
Yeah.
And what does that look like as compared to when you were thinking about it then? Is it still the same thing?
Same exact thing.
So what is that? Is that winning the UFC championship? Is that beating somebody like George St. Pierre?
Yeah,
or
obviously,
Khabib?
if Tyron gets the belt back before I get it, that's where it becomes more tricky, and that's where it was tricky when I got signed. I think beating Robbie says a lot.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's a legend of the sport. I think George is. I don't put George and Robbie on the same level at all. So beating him will then help me get me closer to the title. If say Colby wins and they want to match Tyron and Colby up, and I fight Usman or something like that, I think that gets me really, really close. So I think I don't think I'm super far away.
All right, let's roll the next clip.
Oh, nice ones.
You can see the afros,
Yes.
the fans cheering. Take us back. What is this moment right here?
This is the NCAA Finals. That was a bunch of my friends. This is my senior year at college. My buddy had made the funky shirts for everybody. And I'm wrestling Keith Gavin, I've wrestled him a whole bunch of times. He's a good friend to this day. He's head coach at University of Pittsburgh right now. And so this is the cap to my college career.
Yeah, and you had wrestled him multiple times this season.
That
right?
year, yep. Mm-hmm.
And so, were you confident heading into the matchup?
I was. This match, I haven't brought this up ever almost, but the Big 12 championship 2 weeks earlier, I hurt my rib, so I didn't even practice one time between the Big 12s and NCAAs. So I was really flat in this match because I was kind of exhausted from my first few matches. Obviously, the NCAA tournament is Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
The talk I had with my college coach is I said, Coach Smith, if I can win the NCAA championship, not in that great of shape if I don't practice for 2 weeks. I can't win the NCAA championship if I have a really bad rib injury. If I keep trying to practice to it and hurt it. So I gave myself the appropriate time to heal up, and I was fine. No rib injury at this point in time.
And so, how does this compare to some of the bigger MMA moments you've been in? We just saw Shinya.
For me, this is bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I want to do my whole life. I mean, I would say winning my first one felt better because I came up short twice. This is more like icing on the cake. But yeah, for me, bigger.
Okay, let's go to the next video.
What is this?
This is your very first fight.
Oh my God, how'd you guys find this
Now,
footage?
what I've heard about
I didn't even know this existed.
Oh, it exists. Here it is.
This is hilarious.
What I've heard about this was that this was in a hotel lobby.
Yeah, I promoted this fight.
So tell us the story of that.
Yeah, so I was having a lot of trouble getting a fight when I started my career, and me and a couple other people said, well, let's just do it ourselves. And I said, okay, let's go. So we promoted a fight. Did it in this is Tyron and I make our debut on the same exact card.
Interesting.
And you know who else fought on this card, which I didn't know until he told me, was Neil Magny, who also has been a top 10 UFC welterweight. I guess he was on the amateur portion of this card. So they had 3 top 10 welterweights.
So
in the world,
you are responsible
card.
for 3 welterweights that are now currently top-ranked
that's funny,
UFC
right?
fighters.
So I was busy all night. I was working on promoting. I wasn't thinking about my fight, and I kind of, his first fight, I forgot he could punch me in the face, so he punched me in the face twice, and I take him out and beat him up. I mean,
Yeah. How did this come together? Why the hotel? Like, tell us the circumstances surrounding this.
I mean, it's there's not a lot of spaces in a town that have enough, open space to host. So I think we had 1,000 people there, 1,200 people there or something.
Good promoter.
Yeah, we tried, right? We still lost money. We lost money both times. Promoting's hard. So yeah, it's like, well, in Columbia you got the university facilities, which are really expensive to rent, or there wasn't a lot of other stuff. So we picked. I'm trying to remember what it was. Some convention center. I can't remember. I know where it is. I just can't think of the name of it.
We're gonna watch the last video.
Oh yeah, this is what we should have done today.
We're watching frisbee golf here.
This is the USDGC 2010.
What is the USDGC?
United States Disc Golf Championships.
And can we start with an intro to disc golf? Like, give us a little bit of the rules. Tell us.
I'm trying to see what kind of throws I'm making here.
Okay, fine.
I'm trying to figure out which hole this is. I think this is hole number 4. Yeah, that's hole number 4. You don't want to end up on the right side of the fairway because there's really nasty woods over there. So that was actually a par 4, so I was pretty jacked up. I got a 3. Oh, another putt. I'm tearing this course up.
Yeah, this is all highlights.
So it's the United States Disc Golf Championship. It's a really big one. It's in June every year. It's at the same course in Michigan. I had a great third round. I think this is the third round. I had a great third round. I almost came back and I won it. I believe I lost by a stroke. I would love to play in some more tournaments. I had a goal of getting to 1,000 rating, which 1,000 rating is considered a world-class pro, and I got the 996. I was almost to 1,000, and then I had kids in an academy, and yeah, it's a great sport. I mean, it is rapidly growing. So hopefully, maybe in 5 years, ESPN will be covering it. Maybe. I had a good time. You brought us some really good footage that I didn't even know existed, let alone that you guys had.
Those are the resources we have here at ESPN.
That's awesome. That was a lot of fun.